How are we going, YouTube? Today we're going to be learning the Living End's second solution, note for note, really detailed, at least right through the solo. I'm going to walk you through a few little bits and pieces that happen at the end, including the little Jazzy section, but especially with the main rhythm parts, I'm really going to show you closely what he's doing. By he, I mean Chris Cheney, the man himself. And the guitar solo is, damn it, if it's not perfect, it's got to be close. So, guys, if you're not a member of the Patreon, it's not going to matter. I'm going to show you how to play everything. I'm going to move fairly quickly because there's a lot to get through. But if you are a member of the Patreon, the good news is you get the sound slice tabs scrolling across the bottom. You get the full transcription, which you can see here. Okay, it's going to be a good half a dozen pages by the time I finish it. I've done everything I need to now, at least for the video. So do consider checking that out. You can join for a pretty small amount. You can join from $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever you can afford, or just enjoy this video. That's okay. Hopefully you've seen the video I recently made talking about 5 reasons that I think Chris Cheney is a little bit underrated. Again, all in the positive. I think there's just more things to celebrate about his playing than many people might realize, and I think he deserves a little bit more of a platform internationally, because in the general conversations I have with people around the world, they're known, but I just think they could be known better. He could be known better for his guitar playing. So just quickly, thank you, by the way, to Andre Dion, Livio, and Paul Westwood. Hope I said all those names right. I think Paul Westwood was pretty close. All right, let's get into second solution by the Living End. All right, so in the key of B minor, which shares the same notes as D major. Okay, we're going to start with a B minor chord, and the intro goes like this. Okay, so what we're actually doing here is holding a B minor chord, second fret on the 5th, fourth, second, and first finger goes right across there. So it's a B minor chord, like a power chord. Add the second finger there to the 3rd fret. Bar your first finger. If you're having trouble with barring, try using the side of your finger a little bit more. And what we do is we pick the 5th string, like that. We pick the 4th string, and we play through the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. In fact, I actually prefer to go, and you flick the strings up like that, and you should get a k sound. It sounds like there's more going on with this intro because the bass is going, but there's not. It's just. Okay, so from here we go into we open up that B minor chord with a bit of a strum to set up the next part of the verse, which goes like this. So I'll play a little bit of that intro, and then I'll play into the second part of this intro. Oh, by the way, I just realized, sometimes I strum up, sometimes I strum down. It doesn't really matter too much. You might want to have a look live to see what Chris Cheney does. I can't remember. I probably should have checked that. But yeah, it's whatever you're comfortable with, really. You could do them down or you can do them up. It is going to sound slightly different, though, so you might want to investigate that one or just decide what you like. So. So this part of the verse is really not too hard. It's just power chords. It's a B5, it's an F sharp 5, a G5, and a C5. Okay, note that some people use power chords with just the 2 notes. I reckon Chris Cheney really often uses it with both. He might even use his pinky to play both like that, because I see his hand usually like that. So we're actually getting, 3 notes for every power chord, not 2, so it's a little fatter. Okay, so that repeats 4 times in the end. So that's 1. Do that 4 times, and that's, yeah. So nothing too complicated there. Okay, let me play the next part for you, which is the verse. So that goes. Okay, so we'll look a little closer at that rhythm at the end there. When I'm playing the song, I'm probably just playing whatever I feel like it, but I did transcribe a very specific rhythm that Chris Cheney uses. So in the verse here, it's still using that B5 power chord. I'll play through it nice and slow. Okay, so it's the B5, and the an important thing here is the strumming. So we play like that, 5th, 4th, and 3rd, and then drop that palm onto the bridge and palm mute. If you want it to be more dead, move that way. Too dead, okay? So you want to go that way a little bit. There's the sweet spot. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down on a C5, down on an F sharp 5. And then this part here, B5, A5, G5, F sharp 5, G5, A5, B5, G5, and then we get this. I guess it's kind of like the bit before the chorus. Let me just grab my notes there. And I have this rhythm specifically. Now, for those using the tabs, when I tab these, I do them very specifically. And even for you guys learning without the tabs, you can take this with a grain of salt. You don't have to do it exact. You can sort of strum it the way you like. But I've tabbed it really specifically, where I'm hitting the 6th and the 5th, and then I'm sort of strumming a little harder through to the 4th string, maybe hitting the 3rd string. So up on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, up again, down on the 6th, 5th, and 4th, up on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, up again, down on the 6th, 5th, and 4th, and 3rd maybe, and then up again. So it ends up being... And the point I'm making is that I'm very specific about where I'm strumming. I'm not just going... Because that would be a bit heavy-handed and not the way the song's played, so... Okay, so you don't have to do it exactly as I'm saying, but put some attention into where you're strumming. You don't just want to strum through all 6 strings. So keep that in mind. I talked about this in my video about the things that make Chris Cheney underrated. That's a perfect example. Really subtle rhythm playing, not lead playing. His lead playing is probably actually not subtle. Okay, so now we're at the chorus. The chorus goes like this. Okay, so again, plenty of really excellent strumming ideas. I'm not going to go as detailed when I show you it this time. I'll just talk about what the strumming is. You can kind of work out where you want to, put the emphasis on lower strings and higher strings. You'll probably notice by what I'm actually showing you if I do it nice and slow. So I'll just walk you through really nice and slow. We've got a B minor. Okay, so I'm going down, down, up, down, up. Repeat that. For the E minor, hit the 6th string, strum down, up through the whole chord. Then you sort of relax, and then you go up, down again. So you get back to the B minor. And then we pretty much use the same rhythm we used on the F sharp chord before. I think I forgot to tell you that it was an F sharp chord before at the end of the introduction, at the end of the verse. So that's an F sharp chord. I'm barring right across. Apologies for not mentioning that before. Hopefully you didn't click off the video. So yeah, when we do this one, we use pretty much that same rhythm as before, where we go. Okay, you can use that exact same rhythm. It's very, very close to what Chris Cheney's playing. Of course, there's always some little variations, but I need to give you something to work off, more or less. So then we come back to B minor. But this time we only get through a bar and a half. So we go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and then we go B5, A5, G. Pay attention to that rhythm. Down, down, up, down. And pay attention to where I'm hitting, and then where I'm kind of, when I go upwards, down, down, up, down, I'm really emphasizing the higher strings. And then we do the same rhythm from a D major. So the G major is just a root 6 bar chord, 3, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3. Same as the F sharp, but 1 fret higher. Okay. And again, roll that finger back a little if you're struggling to get the good bar chord. Now, even if you don't have those chords sounding great, keep practicing through them anyway, even if they sound a little rough, because your hand will get stronger. Just make sure you're not doing anything wildly inaccurate, okay? Then we go to the D chord, 5, 7, 7, 7. You could probably get that 5th fret there if you want, but you don't really need it. You could do it. I don't think it's there. I think it's 5, 7, 7, 7. And that's okay. So I put little brackets in the rhythm tabs as well, like on certain notes that you might be hitting, you might not be hitting. It's all, you know, like I said, you got to take the rhythm stuff with a grain of salt because it's always played slightly differently and it's just strummed out with various emphasis over various strings, if that makes sense. So, once we finish that D chord, we do this again. We do the F sharp major, and what we could do is just a little bit of palm muting, then lift your hand as you strum wider. Okay, so that's the chorus. We go through everything again, and then we get what I've labeled as the pre-solo, which goes... Okay, so that little bit there, it's a B minor chord up at the 7th fret. Okay, so that's 7, 9, 9, and we're barring that 7 right across. I probably shouldn't spend so long walking you through those chords for 2 reasons. 1, you're going to need a little bit of experience to play this song. Okay, it's quite challenging. And 2, there's tabs, there's sound slice, there are resources there to make this a lot easier if you can, you know, get on the Patreon and manage it. It's definitely worthwhile. If you can't and you're really stuck, you can't afford it, or you're not in a great position in life, but you really want to do this, contact me somehow and I'll get you the tabs. I'm totally okay with that. So, okay, now we're playing that B minor chord. We just hit the power chord section of it, 7, 9, 9, and then we hit 7 and 7 on the first and second string. So you could do that, but I'd rather just bar it and go, sort of rock my hand from the power chord to that, and you know, just pinch those two, if you know what I mean. Like, and then that's the same riff as the in the verse going into the chorus, except we don't do the G and the F sharp, G5 and F sharp at the end. We just go. And that's it, and you stop. So, okay, now we've got the guitar solo. So I'm really excited to be actually smashing through this quick enough to be able to do the guitar solo in this whole one lesson. So I've had to break them up a bit lately. I thought it'd be nice to just do a whole transcription if I was efficient enough. So hopefully you're happy with this. I'm not moving too fast. Let me know in the comments or any way you can. So the guitar solo is not easy. It's very challenging, but you know, even if you're not super experienced, I'd have a go at it anyway, because, or at least look through it, because you're going to get a great preview into a fantastic guitar solo, and you're going to get some motivation on, you know, why you should learn scales and build up your technique. Or you can just see how great solo's built, and you don't have to do great solos super fast. So it's really worth just having a bit of a playthrough, even if you don't think you can get the full speed. So with that said, so section D, I've labeled the solo. We come off the... Now, I never noticed this for a long time. I only noticed this time around that I listened to the solo and transcribed it. He actually slides in like that. And I actually believe it might have been done with a separate guitar, because it's super clean. and then it's a bit dirtier when he goes into the solo there. So he might have, started dubbing a solo in, and they kept this little slide because it sounded really cool. So we finish the... Then hit the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Use your 2nd finger. That's really important. Up to the 9th fret. Now my 3rd finger needs to hop onto the 3rd string and pinky onto the 2nd string on the 9 and the 10. So we go. Now, I drop the palm onto the 6th string and the 5th string, and I kind of let my finger sit over the top a little bit, my thumb, so I'm muting things, and that's where you can get all that really cool Reiki stuff that Chris Cheney and a lot of great players do. Angus Young's another great example. So... Okay, so I'm bending the 9th fret hard, a full tone. My pinky's on the 10th. We do it again. We hold it, so I'll do that. Let me play the lick for you first. So, okay, so that's the first lick, and that's, like I said, bending the 9, holding the 10 on the 2nd string. Do it again. Pick it again and let it down. Pull off. 9, 9 on the 4th string. So actually, the 3rd time you need it, bring it back and bend it back up a little again. So hopefully that makes sense, or hopefully you've got the transcription there to help you along. And then the next lick goes like this. Oof, that put the 3rd string out of tune bending it that hard. So the next lick. Okay, make sure you're giving that a little bit of trem with your fingers. And when you slide, really put a bit of pressure on that. So, I should tell you what we're actually doing. We're going 9, 8, 7, 7, 10, 8, 7. Then play the 7th fret on the 3rd, up to the 12, hit the 12th fret, 15 on the 1st, 14 on the 1st, so could probably let the whole lot ring actually, make it sound huge. Then we get this lick. Okay, and that goes... I just realised there's a little 7 there. I only just picked up in the recent run over it to transcribe it, that he plays the 7 there like that. So we're going 7, 7, 10, 7. Then we do a pull off from the 10 to the 9 to the 7. Play the 9 on the 4th string, 9 on the 3rd by rolling across. So then we go 7 on the 3rd, 9 on the 4, 7 on the 4, 9 on the 4. And then we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not right. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's an F sharp dominant 7 arpeggio. A quick idea of what's happening in this solo. We're playing in B minor. Then it's an E minor arpeggio. Okay, walking down just a bit of scale here. Okay, we're in the key of B minor, or you could think of it a little bit of an E minor idea. And then that's all over E minor. So okay, that's like so we've got a G, a B, G, F sharp. Just really clever use of the diatonic scale. There's nothing too out there. Then we come back to the B, and that's blues scale. It's just blues scale. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got videos on learning the blues scale. If not, there's probably a million videos out there, so definitely worth learning the blues scale. And then we get this F sharp 7 arpeggio, because the chord is an F sharp major. Of course, we can add a little bit of jazz to that by using it's the flat 7 there, gives it a little bit more color. So that's 9th fret on the 5th string. We do it down up. Then we got 8th fret on the 4th string. We got 11th fret on the 4th string. 9th fret on the 3rd. 11 on the third, 11 on the second, 9 on the first. So yeah, you just ba 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 ba. Phrase that a little differently, that last part. So that's the arpeggio there, and then we get the very next bit, which is quite crazy, and that goes. Let's do that again. Okay, so yeah, I just played that last bit again because I keep playing it a little roughly for some reason. I used to play it differently with my pinky, having to make that adjustment. So I'll walk you through that really slow. I'll play it really slow and then show you what's happening. So. Okay, so this is a huge triplet run in B minor, or B minor pentatonic for the most part. So we bend the 10, we bring it back, we do a pull off, we pick the 10, pull off, we play 10 on the second string, 7 on the first string, 10 on the second string, 7 on the second string, 10, 7, 9 on the third, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7. We go to the 9 on the 5th, and then we go 5th fret on the 4th string. Okay, and this little run goes. So it's 5, 4, 7, 4, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. You'll have to pay attention to where I'm crossing strings there. I just cannot articulate all that information as I play through those notes. There's a lot there. Now, it's really important when you practice that whenever you're crossing strings and picking two notes together, okay, because anytime we're playing off one string in a straight line, like from 10 to 7 or the 9 to 7, it's a pull-off, okay? So we don't need to do anything with the right hand. We just pick and then let the other hand do the job. But when we cross strings, we need to pick two notes. Make sure you're alternating. So you can see I'm going down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Oh, I missed that note before. After you hit that 9, it actually goes to that 7. So yeah, I guess if you left that 7 out, it would probably give you more time to get to the 5th fret up here. But yeah, sorry, I should have included that. So like that. Now at this point here, you can use your pinky and your second if you can, or you could stretch your third. That last bit goes. So we're holding the 10th fret there on the 1st and 2nd string. I'm bending the 3rd string, hitting the 10th fret on the 2nd and 1st string. Do it upwards, so bend the 12th fret again, and hit the 2nd string as well that you're holding down, so like that. Then hit the 3rd and 2nd again as you bend again. Let it down, pull off to 10, play 12 on the 4th string. So, and again, there's a lot of following of chords here, so that's all. That G, he actually plays the G in there. That's actually brilliant. Again, Chris Cheney's brilliant. Chris Cheney, you're brilliant. And then on the D, that's literally, we're bending kind of like in D pentatonic. That kind of thing. So, and then from here, he plays the F sharp 5, and then he does this 4 and 4, just like that. So, okay, that is everything in the guitar solo. Now we get to have a really quick look at a few details that happen before the end of the song. So I'm going to move through this fairly quickly. I haven't actually finished the transcription of these parts, but I'm just going to cover a few things of note and show you the Jazzy section, which is in a simple way. Okay, so from here, it goes back into it goes through the whole form again with the verse and everything. But when it goes into the chorus again, it does this really cool thing where it goes. Okay, so that's the only thing that's different really going to the chorus after you go through everything all over again. We do the F sharp, just like before with that rhythm that I showed you. Yeah, it was more like that. And then we do this F sharp 9, so it's 9, 8, 9, 9. Okay, and he really just digs into that. You can put your third finger right across the 9th fret, first finger on the 8 of the 4th string, and second finger on the 5th string 9th fret. And you'll find that your second finger wants to block the 5th string. So that's a little bit of a challenge to try and get that second finger not to block the 4th string. Okay, so you could even use, maybe a third finger there on the 3rd string and crush your pinky on the first 2 strings. A lot of people do that, or you can really hook your finger around. I'd probably use the extra finger. Okay, or you could even ditch this note and just play like that, 8, 9, 9, 9. Easier, and no one's really going to notice the difference. You've got a bass covering that low note. Then the other thing is the Jazzy part. Okay, this is great. I'm happy with this because this will be a full transcription. This everything in the song more or less. So in the Jazzy solo, what I'm going to do, instead of showing you every little note that he plays, I'm just going to show you the structure of the chords there. He's obviously still holding a pick. I don't know why I put that down, but play a B minor, and then we play a G7, 3, 5, 3. Okay, 4, 3, 3. So then we drop it back and we play an F sharp 7. But he pretty much puts the pinky on the 5th fret on the 2nd string each time. So he goes. Okay. And we want to strum that by sort of going down, strum, pick, flick up, pick down. And you might flick up or down. It kind of doesn't really matter. Alright, and then you mix it up after by putting the pinky down for the G7. Because the G7... that's an F sharp 7. They're the same chord, but there's a variation with the pinky. So you can see you've got these options here where you go no pinky, add the pinky, and then you get this nice ascending sound. And the second time, I think he does a little bit of an arpeggio, you could call it, or picked chord. And then he finishes by just hitting them hard. Now this takes us to the end of the song, okay, which is... Okay, oh, I forgot to put that back, doesn't matter. Yeah, so he kicks back into power chords. Okay, I don't think I played that exactly right in terms of how many times and everything, but that's all it is. It's just the B5, the G5, and the F sharp 5. You could play the full B minor, and you could play the full G chord and the F sharp chord, and it will give you that variation. Actually sounds quite nice. I would need to investigate that a little further. Sorry, I've been a little slack on that end, but I did have a quick listen to it, and they are all the possibilities. Same with the jazz part. There's not a ton of things happening. It's not too complicated. So that's it, guys. Sorry, my camera actually cut out. I forgot it. It will only record 29 minutes at a time, which is good that I powered through that. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, comment. That really helps. Make sure you hit thumbs up, all those things. And of course, if you really enjoyed the video and you're not a member of the Patreon, consider joining. I can't tell you how many hours go into these tutorials, probably 20 sometimes by the time I record it, edit it, and all that sort of stuff. And I have to learn it too, so God knows how many hours that is. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next lesson.